So, you know what I'm saying? Where was I at? So, I'm just saying, like, it's like, these niggas, like, are immature because they basically, there's three ways you can be immature. Number one, everybody has a certain level of human. We say human because I know you like to talk about the humans, y'all mortals, right? So we got to start from there. So I feel like y'all be on some like, or they be on some like, whatever. When they are the mortals, there's certain levels of just an orderly society you would think like makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like what's going on, if you really think about it, is like when you hit a certain age, you should know a certain thing. So basically, it's like when you have reached a certain age and you don't know something, then you could literally, you know what I'm saying, be considered immature because, you know what I'm saying, you at a certain age where you should be understanding how to like handle certain information and such and so forth. At least with the growth of it. Not so resistant, you know, and confused and dazed. And it's like there's also, of course, realistic things that, you know, the death and such and so forth that children, you know what I'm saying, were unfortunately to die or such and so forth, or going to certain, that's extreme, but just being a traumatizing experience, it's, we talk about traumatizing, it's just a little too mature content for a child to understand, you know what I'm saying? Or just those situations in general. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know what I'm saying, I feel like, you know, it's like, I look at my brother's situation and my situation, just life with general people in general now, because that's pretty much the general situation. You come to find that it's like, yeah, bro, like you really just at your mom's house and shit, and then you like thinking like the world makes sense and everything's in order. So you become an adult in your mom's house thinking like, okay, because you don't understand anything, your mom's sheltered from you from the world. Until you feel like you're growing, you out here making, you make money, you work, we do, but it's like it don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's because you don't take care of yourself and shit. Not only that, but it's not even about that when you come to realize about it, because it's like it's crazy, but it's true because it's like when I was younger, I used to really think like the same thing. Like, no, I can get my own place. I can do that shit. Like, yeah, I tried doing that shit, and I'm not saying because it didn't work that like with my mom's house makes sense or anything like that. Like, but it's true though. I feel like it's like he just needs perspective. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really need to sit here and like go and get his own place. You know what I'm saying? He don't really know like what the fuck he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm saying it on just to like if you rely on anything that's not like back and supported by anything, basically like you're spending more than you're making, simply, or some shit like that, you're just fucking up because you're making it hard on yourself. Now, do you have a plan to like do something? You know what I'm saying with your life, like, and is it realistic? Is it set and go? Like, are you doing that shit basically? Because if you're not, like, I wouldn't do that shit. You in college and shit, you think about moving out and becoming a personal trainer. You can do that shit, but I understand if he was just like trying to get a job at fucking like whatchamacallit. You know what I'm saying? The MMA places and shit like that. I would see that shit, but he ain't doing that shit. I'm not doubting him and shit, so he can't do that shit. I'm just trying to say like It's like, my nigga, like, just cool, relax, bro. And then, like, the fact that he's not relaxing and shit, it was just kind of like showing him, like, damn, bro, this nigga really is, like, tripping, bro. It's like, and he was high. So it's like, my nigga. I don't know. This just made me feel like, bro, like, I feel like that's because, honestly, bro, he was raised by a woman. I feel like him being raised by a woman just immediately makes him, like, more fucking snap emotionally on situations and not look at shit, like, analytically and kind of understand why. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, okay, like, we have a rat in the house and shit, but, like, dude, do you really have to sit here and, like, go in and shit about, like, the fucking, like, the situation? Like, it's late as fuck, bro. Like, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, we've had rats in the house, like, forever, bro. Like, honestly, we've had rats since we were kids. Like, bro, like, you should just understand, like, just handle that shit in the morning. Like, he didn't want to do that shit. So he got angry at us and shit because he wanted to clean out the fucking closet, which he has never cleaned. And whose fault that shit is? But you keep food in there, the big ass hole in that hole. Like, he's stupid as fuck. He treated it like it's a trap house. That's how he used to treat my shit. I was like, yeah, bro, like, we ain't gonna clean that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, now he understands cleaning and shit. But you don't understand. You don't understand, bro. Like, you don't get certain shit. You know, I'm not a super clean person, but I just think things should be, like, organized to some degree. You never see my shit, like, completely, like, scattered. It only scatters if I have a really small space and where I put, like, actual shit that I actually use and shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But still, my shit don't be, like, scattered. It be, like, in fucking places, like, it be closed places, but that's what they be, bro. You know what I'm saying? Got, fucking drawers, baskets and shit. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, nonetheless, I'm just saying, like, it's like, basically, yeah, he's been raised by a woman, so that's why he's, like, acting like a bitch. And I feel like I was doing the same thing when I was his age, like 24 and shit, like 23, 24 and shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck, like, bro. That's when I was like, I gotta leave, bro. I gotta leave. Can't do this anymore. Cause it's like, it's just too much, bro. You only want to, like, you need some space for your mom. You know what I'm saying? You need some space from your fucking mom, bro. That's pretty much all that shit is. Like, you can't be like living at your mom's house, bro. That shit makes you a bitch, bro. You need to just get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that shit completely, bro. Just if you want to do that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, do that shit, bro. But I don't recommend that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit gonna be harder than you fucking think and shit. And I know it's like, does it seem like right now it makes sense? But like, it's gonna make you more disciplined as a man and shit too, because you'll learn how to discipline yourself, and it's gonna give you a certain type of different power than what you think when you get it. You gonna get it with the sternness and strength and shit of fire. You know what I'm saying? Molded by fire and shit, versus something that was just passed down. You know what I'm saying? Like the use of water and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to clean some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit really gonna like affect the way, you really, you know, receive the message and shit at the end of the day. But that's some real talk, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just trying to say like he don't. That's why I was getting angry because it was like, bro, like I'm not even trying to fucking do that shit, bro. The fucking teapot needed to be slipped over and the fire raised needed to come through. I felt like, man, bro, he didn't fight, nigga. I want to fight. And like, you know what I'm saying? It felt like he want to fight, nigga. Yelling and shit. So, and it was made me angry because like he was high as fuck. And my mom's like, you look like you're drunk. And she know he's not drunk. He's fucking high. And it pisses me off, bro. I told her that this nigga smoked. She was like, I don't care. I was like, bro, we all fucking smoke weed, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? We all smoke weed. Bookie, him, me, Wally. We all smoke weed. Like, all of us. bro. Period. It's been in our lives. But get the fuck out of here when you say, like, I feel like I smoke so much weed. I don't smoke so much weed, but I just bought that shit. And I have that shit. Let me smoking sometimes. Which makes it seem like I'm always on that shit. And that's just bullshit, bro. I even hang on to my niggas and shit. I'm supposed to give a fuck about not smoking weed. But I won't be looking for a job that I can't smoke weed on. You know what I'm saying? I look for a job that I actually can get. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna fucking make me look like an idiot. But at the same time, like, respect my dignity and shit. Especially if I know I can do. Why would I fucking apply for a job I don't know I fucking do? You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's like you fucking apply that fucking Home Depot and shit, bitch. What the fuck you think I'm be doing? Scanning some things, talking to customers and shit, showing them to work early, doing some hard work. You know what I'm saying? What else do they fucking want, you know? Let's be real. I mean, what else do you fucking want? I mean, you know, let's be essential shit. That's why I'm just kind of like, they think like, oh, it's you, and you're like, you're just not a good person. You do stupid things that don't make no sense. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? I'll do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. And, yeah, bro, I mean, that situation was just not a situation I felt like was, like, good enough, bro. Like, he was bitching. It's like, when I was his age, it was like, mom was bitching on me. I wasn't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, plans are already made about, like, well, I'm about to move out and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, been fucking bad about that shit. Since I was in fucking high school, I thought about that shit. I try to get an apartment with niggas all the time. Dumbing up in that shit. The niggas are just like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, honestly, what the fuck? And it makes me angry because it's just like, honestly, it's always for a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. And like, it just pisses me off because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, my nigga, like, you gonna like bring this hoe in here and shit, and like, not even like let a nigga know or some shit, or just like, and it's just like always just some stupid shit happens, and it's like, this is why you don't bring bitches in the back cave, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just being real as fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, be real as fuck, cause it's like, it's not like the time like that, bro. You can bring hoes. You know what I'm saying? You always can bring some fucking hoes. But you can't bring fucking like bitches. You know what I'm saying? You can probably do that shit maybe fucking like once, twice if it's like that situation. But I don't really like recommend that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're fucking homie yet. It's just uncomfortable. But you can't be like that fucking video, really, honestly, bro. You're not. Like, anybody, you're not gonna be like that video. He was just like sitting by the fucking in the living room, bro, on the couch, just laying there, just laying there for months and months and months. And then it's just like Instagram video and shit. And it's just like showing like different clips and shit. Niggas just like parties and shit. Like, he's like, and that whole fucking. Uh, so like, I remember doing this. Like, we were just like commenting, like, yeah, couching it. Like, yeah, somebody at her homie's place trying to stack up bread and shit. You know, play shit, all whatever the fuck. That's how that shit is, man. I'm telling you, that's how that shit is, bro. You be like, what the fuck? All you be thinking is like, man, I don't really like want to do that shit no more. I did that shit for a minute, bro. A motherfucking minute. Like, I have stories to tell and shit. Like, no shit. I got that sort of story right now. Like, it's like the last roommate and shit. I'm talking about like the first roommate ever had. Like, I was homeless and shit, and like my nigga fucking Chris at the time, you know what I'm saying? I think he was like 23, 24. I think he was around that same age. And like I was homeless and shit because him and his brother, his older brother, Steven and shit, were not trying to like get an apartment with me anymore. But it wasn't that they weren't. We were talking about it so much. And we all had jobs and shit. We were all stacking bread. And I feel like, oh, this is cool, bro. Everything's cool. You know? And then he literally like, I was like, became homeless because my mom was like doing too much. And I just had to leave, bro. I couldn't like be, because she was like fucking with me to the point where she like broke my shit. Like, You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how hard she was fucking with me. And it was like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that shit really fucks with your whole shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it just makes, that's what fucked me up for a minute. Like, it still traumatized me, I can't lie. It's traumatized me. You know what I'm saying? Fucked me up. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit really, like, oh, I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, fucking fam is like, awkwardly, like, annoying with that shit. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's just like, I get the fuck out of here, man. You know? Because it's just like, I know how they be and shit, but still though, you know? I don't know. It's just, I don't explain. But I, I could say that it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That shit be like, damn, I forgot I was even talking about story and shit. Anyways, story, back to the story. So the first roommate I had, you know what I'm saying? I just really had to fucking bounce, bro. Like, I became fucking homeless and shit, right? And I was working had a job, so I was gonna stack up bread and shit, get my own place with my niggas. I was like keeping up with them, like, hey bro, you talking about getting this fucking apartment and shit? And I would smoke with them and shit still, and I was homeless and shit. And then like these niggas like one day I was smoking with Steven, and he was like, nah bro, we can't get that apartment, bro. I was like, what? Bro, I'm homeless, bro. And we were talking this shit for months. And I was like, come on, bro, we're supposed to get that shit. Like, let's do that shit, bro. What the fuck you mean? Like, we got three fucking people trying to get an apartment and shit. We easily get a studio apartment. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, no, bro, I'm gonna stay at my fucking parents' house and shit. And it's like, bro, like, what the fuck, bro? You know? You don't understand how it makes you feel because it's like, we really talking about it, bro. Like, how it's gonna be, like, how we gonna do, the rules gonna be and shit, how shit's gonna be divided and shit. This nigga just, like, bailed out on me, and I was like, bro, fuck these niggas. And so, like, one day his little brother came up to me and was like, alright, cool. And then, like, I was like, alright, cool, fuck that shit. So I pretty much like stopped talking to Steve and shit. Was still hanging out with Chris, and then Chris was homeless because his dad he didn't have the money for the rent on time and shit. And his dad fucking was like, man, fuck this nigga. So he kicked him out the house, and he was homeless. And so he came with me and shit. We're homeless about the same time. We used to smoke. I remember we used to smoke shit and everything, homeless and shit together. So I had some weed on me because I would buy weed sometimes. I don't even sometimes it's just like I had weed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd buy like a good amount or whatever. I don't even know. I used to smoke. So yeah, fucking like I'll smoke that shit to sleep. I'll fucking get some grams and shit, roll some blunts and shit. I smoke and then fucking probably to sleep. But yeah, that shit was like the beginning of it. I had joint papers at the time because I was going to smoke shop and shit. I still had a job, that's what I'm saying. I had a job, bro. So I was like getting paid, you know what I'm saying? So I used to just do that shit and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking brought this nigga along, and then like one day, I fucking worked for some nigga, and then we went to that nigga's house. Nigga was chilling, had a whole bunch of people in that house, one apartment, and then like I kind of felt at home, and the nigga was like, yeah, bro, we should ask this nigga, and I was like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that shit, fuck that shit. And the nigga was like, bro, can we stay? And then the nigga was like, yeah, bro, y'all homeless niggas, all right, cool, yeah. As for the rent money and shit, and then we started living there and shit, right? Like that's the official thing. And then we started living there and shit, and then like this nigga, it was kind of like roommate situation. You just know how people gonna be like all the time, like you know, it's like the fucking movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of young people, fucking just hipsters and all types of shit. People, different people, just kind of hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And shit, but like family style for me living there. But yeah, so they start fucking with Chris because Chris was just kind of like really fucking like lame with it. Like he was just kind of lame. You could tell he wasn't like about shit. Like he just kind of like has this like, hey, we're fucking like needy as fuck. Like, I don't know these niggas. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fit because he's my friend. I was like, okay, yeah, but I'm gonna follow him if he is down to fucking do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just asked him. You know what I'm saying? But fuck it. And then I was like, I'm gonna go and stay. So we stayed and shit. And then like it got pretty bad because it was just like after fucking that, Chris had to leave because he was like not trying to pay the rent and shit. He was just like a little bitch ass nigga with his job and shit. It was just kind of lame as fuck. Came home seeing and shit. I was like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like man, fuck this nigga. So I was living there by myself with them. You know what I'm saying? Like and it was like, what the fuck? And then niggas like. I was in there for a long ass time, bro. Cause we worked with my coworker. He was my coworker, and then he quit his job, took a job, and then we got another job and shit. And then like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started realizing that nigga was to get my whole fucking check. You know what I'm saying? He was getting my whole fucking check, and it was just like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole 250 is all I was making at the time. Because I was like, man, fuck it. I worked like once a week, bro. It was only 250 a month at the time. I was like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I seen like the dog looking me in the face if you out the street and shit, like sleeping on shit, roaches. And then like just him in general, because he used to fucking like, have an anger management issue, bro. He just kind of go off on you and shit for no reason, make like paranoid and shit. It was really like, what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like I had nothing and shit. And then like couldn't even really smoke that much weed, cause like you know what I'm saying, motherfucker was like taking my weed and shit to sell and shit. Like it was like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. Tell us what we need for the rent and shit. Like and then like I became so dependent on him because he kept on like fucking like bugging me about like shit, and it was like, you know, like I'm out and I'm free. You know what I'm saying? I want to do what I want to do, and it's like a different situation. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna fucking like do what you want to do, and it's just kind of like makes you feel like, damn, bro, like I want to do that shit. But like at the same time, you're like this nigga like makes it into an environment where you're like, bro, like you know, my roommate now, so it's like, bro, you know, I'm at my mom's house, but it's like, what the fuck, bro, like you literally like annoying the fuck out of me right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of like always trying to tell me to do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they got annoying, and then your perspective was always on. You always keep like, you know, yelling at niggas and shit, trying to fight shit, real shit, like trying to do like all public types of shit. Let's go to the pool and shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Jay was like trying to smoke all the fucking time and shit, big ass fucking doinks and shit. I was just like, damn, nigga. That's why I remember that nigga fucking nigga my homie Trey, not Trey, what's his name? My homie Torrance was like, nah, bro. Like, I remember one time because he left the house like that. I think he probably went to kind of the same type of place. That nigga pretty much was like, bro, I remember waking up, bro, and not being able to just count them. I was like, how many blunts have we smoked, bro? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, bro, that's what that nigga saying. Because I had a pack of papers. That nigga fucking Jay-Z steal my pack of papers, too. That nigga's just like, stealing them hoes, bro. Because when he used to come out and be like trying to roll them hoes. I'd be like, where'd you get a paper from? I took a paper from. Like, paper. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, bro. Because you know, I don't have no weed and shit. But anyway, he was cool though. You know, so we just smoke all the time together and shit. So I wasn't like tripping like all the fucking time. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, I don't like that shit because that nigga was kind of like, oh, he was kind of like, you know, I feel that shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga fucking, was talking about fucking making him, I'm older now, I can think about it, he's probably trying to make him the joint because he did it again, but the second time he did it more efficiently. Like, he was looking for a better one. He was just always talking about doing and shit. He looked at that shit in the back. That shit was crazy. But yeah, man, like, that nigga Jay was like, cool, but he's an OG fucking from New York and shit. But like, that nigga was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Black dude and shit. But like, that nigga was like, not trying to like, really like, tell me anything real as fuck in a sense, but he was, but it's just from different perspectives. He was always fucked up, so. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that shit just really, it was a bad experience because like, it was like my phone fucking got crashed because we were always trying to play laser tag and shit in the house. He flip all the furniture on the side and shit to make it look like, you know, stay up all night and shit. This nigga was just like bringing hoes over and shit, fucking for a charge. It was weird. I was trying, and he was like an independent rapper, so he made us go to his like rap events, but just kind of like really ghetto as fuck. Like how much of niggas on Instagram were like, oh, let's go, but it's like, or something like that maybe, I don't know, but it wasn't like, that shit like mattered, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's crazy. But yeah, I think it's like the best thing to fucking do is just like sometimes just like call it a fucking day because like I was out there again and pretty much yeah, went back to my mom and shit. I walked back to her house and shit because I was like I can't do this shit. You know what I mean? And that's just the first part. One of the me leaving the house and shit. But like yeah, man, I'm like telling you.